Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Rose and Bourbon podcast.
Not backstage anymore.
No, we're out now. We're out on the main stage. Please welcome to the main stage, the Rose and Bourbon podcast. Barry Gadboys sitting next to Dan Gadboys here. The Godzilla Media Network Empire at Rose and Bourbon Pod on Twitter.
Speaking of the Empire,
At the Jeff Levack is in the house. Cruising towards Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to do a super edition. Are we allowed to say Super Bowl, or do we have to say the big game?
As long as we're not making money off of it, we can say.
I can assure you we are not making money.
Never made a dime in radio actually to this point, so I'm safe.
You've spent more than you've made.
That's actually no joke.
So Jeff Leck, are you the third bro now? Are you like the adopted bro? Is that how this is going to be?
I think I'm the only one who knew how to use the website today because it's been so long that
Also true. Yeah,
I put my stamp as bro.
Yeah, I like that.
You can't.
That's good.
You got
Bro number 3.
I'm bro number 3, or you guys don't know how to do this.
They both actually, I think, are true. What do you got? What are you sipping over there? A little twisted tea action? What do you got?
Who, me?
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, this is Woodford Reserve.
You just pour a mason jar of Woodford.
There's ice in it.
Cheers. Barry, what are you sipping on over there?
I know it's Bros and Bourbon, but I got a little bit of tequila.
Ooh.
A little bit of the Blanco Terramana, the Rocks
Ooh.
tequila.
Nice.
Now we know why
nice.
it put me in the top corner because I'm the one drinking the Woodford.
Yeah. I'm drinking some Springbrook from Lake George here. So keeping it local. So cheers, boys. Welcome back.
Solo?
Solo cup here. We're nothing but the classiest.
Is that an Aggies hat you have on there?
Oh, yes.
You got an A&M hat on?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Gig 'em. I love it.
Little Johnny Football. Wrong side.
Yeah, buddy.
Johnny Football.
I didn't know you had some A&M swag.
A little bit.
I that I love A&M. I love
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I feel like there's like 5,000 better people that name from A&M than John Manziel.
5,000. Man. I don't know, man.
All the dog mascots.
Yeah. See the Miz.
The Miz.
Is the Miz an A&M guy? I didn't know.
I said Cadet Smith. Like, I don't care.
I think you said the Miz.
I did too, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go with it. At least he's awesome.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Did you guys see that Royal Rumble there? They opened the pay-per-view with the Royal Rumble. Booker T coming out. It was an interesting show. Interesting night.
Call me when they get Stevie Ray out there, then I'll.
The forklift I don't think would fit through the gate. So.
By the way, shout out to Jerry Lawler, who had a apparently pretty bad stroke, but he's on the road to recovery. I guess he's doing pretty well. That dude is like indestructible, but he is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, what's crazy is the amount of strokes that Cat gave him back in the day. You would think that he'd be used to him by now, but apparently he's still fighting through.
For some reason, I feel like I need to tell this joke right now. 3 nuns sitting on a park bench. Flasher runs up, throws the coat open. First nun has a stroke. Second nun has a stroke. The third nun refused to touch it, though. So
I think the NFL asks us, please don't say Super, just say big game from this point forward. Don't ever say Super Bowl again.
we are no longer sponsored by anyone.
If you'd like to watch the big game.
The last thing I'll say about pro wrestling on the topic is the evidence that there's no woke pro wrestling fans is that Jerry Lawler has never been canceled. Because if you watch anything late 90s, early 2000s, wow, it's just
I don't know.
I love it and I cringe.
Did you send me the TikTok or did I say where he says I'm not embarrassed about dating younger women except when I have to drop them off at school?
Yeah.
I don't think that was a joke. Like I think that was a cry for help, as in someone please drop these girls off at school for me this morning.
yeah, I'm not getting up that early.
Right.
They're missing their first period, and that means 2 things.
Oh, sounds expensive. Okay. Before this goes totally off the rails, we're gonna talk about the single greatest day in the United States of America, maybe the world, and that's Super Bowl Sunday. Even though
if anybody knows Barry, I thought for sure that would be the 4th of July. By the way,
I love 4th. It's his best holiday.
yeah,
but
that's all right. Continue.
and Super Bowl Sunday probably should be a holiday. Really, Super Bowl Monday.
Day after, yeah.
In Philly, they're not going to go to school on Monday. Or they're going in late or something. They already made the decision.
To be fair, nobody really goes to school in Philly.
There's a lot of cars
learned
to burn. You got to burn the cars,
right?
And the bus stops have to be smashed up, and there's a lot to do.
Grease all the poles that you.
Yeah.
Like if you can you imagine me, who was the one who sat around going, we got to keep these people from climbing the poles. We could grease them.
Genius. That's genius.
That's the problem. The problem's not the guy who thought of it. It's the other 7 guys in the room were like, God damn it, he's got it. I got
name you king. You are the smartest man in Philadelphia, which means you are not able to screw in a light bulb. But we are proud of you.
But you can grease a pole, God damn it.
Right. Where'd you learn that? Mama got big, hurt her hip, couldn't have her on the pole no more. It was the only way to keep her off.
It is. It's without a rival. I believe Philadelphia is the worst town in the country. It's just no place I want to be less than fit. And it's unfortunate because it's such a shithole that it's inescapably you have to point out what a shithole is. But people from Philly are also nuts, so you got to really watch it because they'll shank you. But
yeah, Philly's
it's like one of those. It's like how does every racist joke start? Where you like how does every comment about Philadelphia start?
Right. Is there anybody from Philly here tonight? Okay, good, because it sucks. Okay, it's the worst. We
greased the stairs. We figured you wouldn't be able to get in.
Just a little. We just put a strip of grease on the sidewalk, and then you're done. You can't. Well, I could go home. There's grease here, so we're done.
It's like a vampire. They can't be invited in. Damn, they got the bacon grease out here, and mine ain't licked it up yet. So I guess we can't go in. I don't know why they're Southern.
Dang it!
Yeah.
That's what they are. Dang it! That's what they all sound like in Philly.
Their accent is somehow more annoying than Southern. So.
Yeah.
But Super Bowl, right, Bear. So Super Bowl week kicks off with some big news, right? We had a Hall of Famer getting himself in some hot water, if we will.
I guess I would actually chalk him. He might be as disinterested in the game as everybody else is. I don't know. Maybe he just got distracted by something else. I mean, I don't understand them. So Michael Irvin has been relieved of his duties at the NFL Network and ESPN.
And if that young lady just relieved him, we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
Well, I don't. So here's the thing that I don't understand. So did you guys see the video? Because the video is out there of him comes into the hotel lobby. It's hard to hear what he's saying, but he's talking to a group of people. He's just kind of bullshitting, and he's got a beer. He's got his bag on his shoulder, and it's like 45 seconds of bullshit. And then he goes up to his room, and according to him, the phone rings, and they say, "Dude, we got to move you out of the hotel because there's an issue." And he's like, "What? How could there be an issue? I just got here. Effectively, I talked to somebody for a minute, and now I'm in my room, and now I have to leave." And I don't. Something doesn't compute about this situation.
Well, originally he didn't even remember having that 45-second to a minute conversation. Like he was on,
which is sketchy in its own right, though, right?
You've never come on. He admits to drinking. Like he was on 104.3 The Fan in Dallas, and
said he had some pops.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't remember it, and then they showed me the video. There I was,
you're Michael Irvin
there.
You're Michael Irvin at Super Bowl. Everybody at Super Bowl sees you, and you're Michael Irvin. They fucking say hi to you, and blah blah blah. You know, you're talking to a million people a day. Like, what do you know? You walked through the hotel lobby and said, "What's up?" Like,
but here's the downside, right? This is what the content of Michael Irvin's character and his history over the last 25 years put him in situations like this, right? You know, how do you? Nobody's saying that about Kurt Warner. Nobody's saying that about I don't know, another upstanding athlete there. They're saying it about the guy who was caught when he was 50 slinging a rock. I mean, this is a guy who's made poor decisions time after time. And I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent here. I don't know. But you put a target on your back when hey, look, when the guy who does shitty things is accused of doing something shitty, it's not hard to believe.
45 seconds. Like, put 45 seconds on the clock. Like
Jeff, we've known each other a long time. I promise you, I could offend somebody to get myself thrown out of a place in 45 seconds.
I've seen you try and not get it done. Like usually, if you say the thing and then exit stage right, go to your room, it's over, it's done. Like what could he have said that was so effing terrible that they not only had to move him out of the hotel, but then everybody was like, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and call this one.
Not only was it so terrible that he had to be removed from the state of Arizona, nobody else in this video reacts to it. There's nobody even
Fair. That's a good point.
Nobody's eyes get wide. Nobody's like, oh shit. Nobody. I mean, he's just like, okay, and he leaves, and everybody's just goes back to doing what they're doing. Like, oh, there's Michael Irvin. This is. I don't know what the deal is, but there's a deal. And here's the thing about I'll say this about the NFL. As much as I love professional football as a product, there's no league that I trust less or that I think is run by a bigger bunch of buffoons than the National Football League, than Roger Goodell and Troy Vincent, right on down the line.
Even ownership. I mean, let's be honest.
Buffoons, the buffoonery in the National Football League. And this is a bad look. I'll also say this. This is a guy, an African-American guy who appears to have done nothing wrong, and there have been other situations where people have not reacted so harshly. They owe an explanation. If he did something that's so bad that you had to remove him, obviously it's a big deal now because he's off the Super Bowl. So it's not like you're protecting him or his privacy. He's out of the Super Bowl. So just say what it is. Just put it on the table and say what it is. Otherwise, I think it's all bullshit. I think they overreacted to something and now they're saving face.
Yeah, I mean, I think somewhere between what you both have said, like you know who Michael Irvin is. Michael Irvin's gonna speak his mind, gonna say what he wants to say. So if you approach him when he's half in the bag, I think proceed it with caution that you're at your own risk. But also, tell me what you said, because I can't actually come up with what would be so bad that you kick him out, not just the hotel, but like you said, the state of Arizona.
Like, he's gone.
Yeah, what is it? Does that hotel reside in 1940? I do declare my stars and garters that large African man done spoke to me in a weird way, and I don't like it. I feel like I've had the opportunity to speak to Michael Irvin in person for probably about 45 seconds. And he had wanted nothing to do with me. And I was cool with that. It was just cool to say hi to the playmaker. I'm not a huge fan of his, but at the same time, I don't know.
Correct. Not a fan. I got no dog in the fight. But.
Right. For 45 seconds, I got to know what he said. I got to know, because I guess I want that in my back pocket in case I ever need to get out of work for a week.
Get out of the game. You're gone. You're on vacation. I'll say that, and this is a thing that happens. It's talked about constantly in NASCAR because people complain in NASCAR. They say, oh, the drivers don't show enough personality, right? They do all the interview. Thank the sponsor. Thank the team. Nobody shows. And then as soon as somebody says something that has some personality, people are all pissed off. So, what this stuff eventually leads to is a whole bunch of vanilla personalities who never say anything because you don't want to take any risks or get in trouble.
I agree.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. I think it's got to come out, right? We got to make a move, and the truth will eventually come free. I would also imagine that
free the playmaker. The playmaker.
I would also imagine at this point in Michael Irvin's career, is it better, no matter what was said, to just diffuse the situation, get him out of Arizona? Does he really need to be there? What's he really adding? If you're the NFL Network, the NFL, just say, hey, send him home. We'll pay him. Let's just split him up. Get to the bottom of it.
Who do you replace him with?
Literally anyone.
I don't agree. Look, I don't agree. I mean, Michael Irvin. Yeah, Michael Irvin is in the top 5, top 10 all time wide receivers, playmaker.
No
rings. I mean, come on.
No,
this dude is
top 10.
Top 10, sure. I mean, to sketch it out, but yeah, he's definitely flirting with the top 10.
I don't know.
And he's got some personality. He's lived 20.
It. Put him
top 20, top 25.
If you put him top 20, give me the other 19 guys. Jerry Rice ain't working this week. Tim Brown's not there.
Larry Fitzgerald doing that serious show. Get him over there. That's fine.
Well, but none of these guys have the Irvin's personality. He's royalty on Radio Row. I'm telling you right now, he walks
because he says what he says, right?
Right.
Which is how he gets in the situation.
Which again, I think is kind of if I have a sign out front that says "Don't pet my dog," it's gonna bite you, and then you come and pet my dog, that's on you. Like, I'm sorry, like you know who Michael Irvin is. Like, don't go up. Whatever you said to him in that moment, barring her going, "Hey, I'm a big Cowboys fan," and him going, "I want to put in your butt." Like, I don't I don't know how that whole transaction happens. Like, I don't know.
Wait, even more to the point, are we at the point now where in a public conversation, you can say something maybe that's not even directed at somebody and just be 100% canceled without any preamble or any discussion. There's no physical contact. He didn't try to force himself on somebody. He didn't abuse somebody. He just said something that apparently upset somebody, and that's it. Now we just the
And
pigeon
nobody's
knocks over
upset
the
about
chess
it.
pieces. It is I mean, we live in the most pathetic culture ever. So I was talking to Jacoby today. I'm watching 1883. I don't know if you guys watched 1883.
Very good.
This show's horrible. Everybody's dying for stupid reasons. Like you taking a leak in the middle of a field to get bit by a rattlesnake and you die. We have it so easy now, and we've never been a bigger bunch of just babies, crybabies all the time. Somebody upset me. I'm upset. Grow up.
I root
Get
for the
Irvin back in
rattlesnakes
there.
in a lot of situations. I'm pro rattlesnake.
Well, you've been peed on a lot.
I mean, I get pissed off a lot. I don't know if that factors in.
Pissed on.
Yeah,
I don't know. Hey, but
I don't
pretty
freak
soon.
the same clubs you do.
All right,
Dan,
so
that's gonna happen.
Pretty
I'll
soon there'll be nothing left. It's just gonna be and then the football X's and O's and no personality, and then we're all gonna say it sucks, but it's what we're creating.
So as we're going to our 90 proof, which is going to be prop bets, if you were going into this, obviously pre-Michael Irvin, who's the media personality you think gets booted out? Is it Irvin? Is it who's the guy you look at go, oh man?
I'd hope JB Smooth. JB Smooth shows up every year and annoys the living piss out of me. Most likely,
This is a good, yeah.
Like, all right, but it's got to be like a certain level of fame because
right.
There's
Personality, fame.
Yeah, like my level radio guys will go there hoping to get kicked out.
Right. Right.
For the acknowledgement. Like Barstool is legitimately trying to get in just to get kicked out.
Yeah, right. That's their shtick.
So like who?
I guess that'd be Portnoy would be mine. Right? Like Portnoy's the guy who like, oh yeah, you get kicked out. That's not tracking. That makes sense.
Well, the NFL clearly hates him anyway,
right.
so it's like it's set up for that.
I'd put Warren Sapp up there, I think, too, probably.
Warren Sapp. What was it? 20 in Miami, where we were set up. It was the last one that I did for terrestrial radio. We were set up next to this Australian podcast or radio station, or what the hell it was. I don't know what it was, but they were nice Australian people. And he was right there. And the woman who was like getting them guests went and talked to him. And he said like horrible shit to her to the point where she came back and was like, I don't even want to repeat it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're from Australia. Like you got koala bears attacking you like just because you want to get your mail, and that guy upset you. Like, so yeah, Warren Sapp's definitely top of the list as is he even media anymore? I don't know what he is. What he does.
I'm not sure what his gig is anymore. My guy would probably be. I would probably nominate Rob Gronkowski for.
Oh, that's fair. He's doing something stupid,
And he's not. And the great thing about him is it would be a well-meaning stupid.
Oh yeah, harmless, yeah.
Right, but he's a big goof, and I could see him doing something to get lose his card.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about somebody that I just received some NAL news. That's all.
Everything all right?
Basically, yeah, no news. There was something that was supposed to happen that isn't going to happen. So no news.
We have breaking news that no news has broken.
Breaking news in the National Arena League. There's no news in the National Arena League. For the first time ever, everything is going as planned. Let me knock on wood.
Is there a more bizarre ad campaign, by the way, than Rob Gronkowski USA
I'm gonna go Stugotz, by the way. Stugotz from the Dan Lebatard show.
Oh, Dan Lebatard was a good. Yeah, either one of those.
I don't think Lebatard's there. I think he sends Stugotz.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense then.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So sorry, USAA Gronk. Yeah, 0 cents.
I don't get it. I don't.
Well, especially when you got Villanueva, who played for the Steelers and Surf.
He actually. That's the
whole premise. Like, I wish I was a USAA member too, but are you going to be obsessed with it? It seems odd. I mean, it's not even
paid whatever they're paying him to pretend he's successful.
Sure, totally. It's as strange as the emu that sells insurance too, I guess. But I just don't. You watch it and you're like, he's really, God bless him, he is selling the shit out of it. But
I think it's one of those where it's like, they're so sick of people calling and complaining about like crap they screw up that are just like, how can you be upset? Rob Gronkowski wishes he had us. Like I don't think you appreciate Gronk, okay? Multiple Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady's boyfriend. He wishes he had this. You be grateful, all right?
Kiss the ring.
Yeah.
So back to props. Back to our prop bets here. I did a little research. I dug into some props.
Okay.
And I got some big ones. I got some things I really feel good about.
I like this. So okay. So these are ones you're actually gonna go fire up the apps and go play.
Oh yeah. I'll be downloading. Who sponsors us? That's the one I'm downloading.
DraftKings.
DraftKings. Yeah, that's the one.
Official sports betting partner of the Super Bowl, the National Football League,
and Godzilla Media.
And Godzilla Media. Right now, new account with the code word 518, and $5 could win you $200 in free bets instantly.
Fantastic. All right, so I'm going kickoff gets run back, which is unlikely lately with the since they moved the kickoff up, but it is negative 165, and it is it's happened, I believe, 6 of the last 10 years and like 16 of the last 20.
So all that has to happen is the opening kickoff has to be returned.
That's it. Not for a touchdown, not for anything else.
Just returned.
Just returned.
So yeah, Harrison Butker. I don't even know who the kicker for Philly is.
What the hell's his name? Elliott. Zach Elliott, Jake
Josh
Elliott,
Josh
Jake
Elliott.
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 Oh no.
Yeah, I just know that because he kicks in the Giants every.
Yeah, I don't. I try to for the Eagles if I can.
Yeah, kickoff, get run back. So I like that.
Butker is actually sponsored by a local company, Novice, the clothing company.
I'm a novice to that. I didn't know that.
Novice. I don't know.
I'll buy it. I'm also Chris Stapleton doing the national anthem.
Ooh.
Over under is 2:03, 2 minutes 3 seconds. I am going over on that.
Yeah,
he's gonna drag that out.
You think so? I think he's kind of like he still kind of seems nervous and jerky to me. I can see him kind of like, like
I didn't know
he's done. He's out. Like, all right, everybody, have a good night.
Nah, I think he's gonna belt that out. The last country singer to do the national anthem was Luke Bryan, who went over. Four of the last 6 country stars to do the national anthem all went over. I think Chris Stapleton goes over by a day and a half. If I could get an alternate line on this, I would take it.
He's going to go.
Stapleton is also a fellow chubby, so
yeah, no, he's got a lot of air in them lungs.
He's going to go. He's going Hendrix on this thing. The guitar is going to be prominently
he's going to
featured.
Hammer it.
What was the odds?
Minus 110 over under.
Minus 110. I also have I had Chris Stapleton when he hits the O note, plus 110 panties drop in the front row.
Oh,
yeah, women love that.
Panties
or any panties, just right through the floor.
Through the
women
floor.
love this Stapleton. They do.
It's we're us chubby bearded good singers are hard to come by.
That's where we lie. I don't say.
I think he's overrated. Stapleton.
Really?
Overrated.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Did you give me some contrary?
You give me some daddy don't pray anymore. I am.
No, I'm not because and I don't.
Sipping on some bourbon.
It's not that I dislike him, but I'm not going on my way for Stapleton. I just have nice. Fine, he's great. Fine, he's a great writer. I just don't. He's fine, but I don't.
One of those pairs of pants that's dropping is mine. So
yeah, right.
Really,
I like Stapleton, man. I do. I like him a lot.
I don't dislike him, but I would put him in the overrated column.
I like him. I think he's is he a top artist for me? No, but I like him. He's good singer, got some good songs. To me, he's more of like the songs I like of his I love, but the stuff I don't. I guess it's probably more where I fall.
Yeah, I agree. He's got some good ones. He's got a few good ones. He's no I don't know. Look, there's a couple Barry Manilow songs I like too, but I don't love Barry Manilow.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
I like his collaboration stuff too, though, that he does, like where he he's with Timberlake.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Timberlake. So that's the thing. I think Timberlake pulls him out of his formula a little bit, to be honest with you. But
so keep going with the props here. A couple long shots that piqued my interest a little bit. Kansas City's the first score is a Kansas City rushing touchdown at plus 900. I think at plus 900, that's not a super long shot. Nothing to keep in mind here is Philadelphia's only given up 2 touchdowns to tight ends this season. So I think Kelsey is going to be – people are going to lose a lot of money on Travis Kelsey in this game. And I think the running game is going to be a little bit more prominent than some people think.
No, Pacheco's been. I mean, he's been good through the playoffs.
Yeah,
He's
I
he's
think
been-
in my notes here, I have he's a big game. I think he has a big game. I think Sanders and Gainwell have big games. I think this is a running game, which we'll get to the game picks in a minute. But I think the unders, I think 50.5 is a huge number. So a couple other Philly prop bets here that I like. Well, not necessarily Philly, but in the game, a quarterback with a catch is plus 1,200. You remember the last Philadelphia Super Bowl, the Philly special,
Yeah.
which leads me to a quarterback touchdown catch at plus 3,000. I think both those, they're long shots, make a little money on them. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on either one of those, but
I'm a big anytime touchdown guy. I like the anytime
you
touchdown
do, yeah.
props. I'm going in on Kadarius Toney. That's my
Ooh, I like that.
like he is. I've seen him jump all over the board with waiting to see the injuries. He's been pulled off the board a couple times, but I think if he is on the board, you've seen it every week. They have a play designed to get him into the end zone. It seems to just like he gets knocked out on the one. He doesn't quite get in something, whatever it is. But Kadarius Toney anytime touchdown is one of my absolute favorite plays prop wise for this.
They're a little thin at receiver, so they may need him to be a bigger player than people may expect.
Did you really? He is plus 225 for an anytime touchdown. Did you see Juju Smith-Schuster? If he plays 50% or more of the snaps on offense for Kansas City and they win, he gets $1 million bonus.
Wow.
To do that, he had to have over 60 catches. I guess he had 70 something, and he had to have over 900 yards. He had over 900 yards and over 60 catches this year. I did not realize he did any of that.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
It's been an oddly quiet year, or it feels like it has. I guess not. It hasn't been by the numbers, but plus 275 by the way on Gatorade being yellow/green, or plus 300 on orange Gatorade.
Oh,
plus 1,400 on no Gatorade.
Where's blue?
Not on there. Nobody likes the blue, man.
Blue's the best, man.
Crazy. Nobody likes blue.
You gotta think about, like if you're the Eagles, you go with the green just to be cliche. Like if you think the Eagles are gonna win, you have to bet the green, right?
Well, so is no Gatorade? Does that mean water?
No, there's no Gatorade. Well, I don't know. It doesn't say water. It says no Gatorade poured. No Gatorade is dunked on the.
Because there's gonna be something, but I could see water. I could see that being a.
Yeah. I think if you go Gatorade, you got to go green. You can't. I mean, that's the Gatorade has to be green,
right?
If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna pour it on the coach, it's got to be green.
If it's Kansas City that wins, it's barbecue sauce, right? You just dump barbecue sauce.
Oh man,
Andy Reid would be living his life.
Oh, he just rolling it. It's just like no angels.
Be like a cartoon where the tongue just comes out and like circles the whole body,
like a little cat just licking himself.
Yeah. Keep it in line with how I think this game is going to go. Running a little bit lower scoring. I like under 8.5 scores at minus 120. I think that's an interesting line. I also like more punts than touchdowns at minus 140. I do think this is going to be a lower scoring game, so I do think we'll see some more punts. I do think we'll see less scores. So those, if the game goes my way, the props could be fun. If it doesn't, it's going to be an expensive night, and my wife won't know about it.
Here's an interesting one right here. So Eagles defensive end Hassan Reddick plus 3,000 to win the MVP of the game.
I don't mind that. Actually, I like that.
Intriguing at plus 3,000.
Yeah. I also, Hurts is still dealing with that bum shoulder. If the Eagles win, I like Gainwell. I like Sanders, AJ Brown, maybe, but I just don't think they're going to throw the ball as much as people expect them to. So Reddick makes a ton of sense. He has a big play. He has a fumble. He has a TD recovery.
Can score, yeah.
I mean Mahomes is playing banged up too. He's got the bad ankle. I mean,
that's the interesting thing about this game. There are no two teams I think that I care less about than the Eagles and the Chiefs, which is not to say I don't really hate. I don't have anything against either of these teams. I actually just don't care. This is like the first Super Bowl I cannot find anything to root for in a very, very long time. But both these quarterbacks are nicked up, so you could have a situation where neither one of them finishes the game.
Yeah. I mean, this could be what's Chad Henne's Super Bowl MVP?
They're long
or Gardner Minshew? Is he?
Dude, I love me some Gardner.
The worst thing is, I don't think you're allowed to bet MVP in New York State. I think it's one of those ones that they don't let you have.
Why is that? What kind of rule is that?
Because it's not decided by on the field activity. It's decided by a vote.
Oh, because it's like, yeah,
it could be swayed or whatever.
They because New York State's got they got to all right, we'll let you have the gambling, but those fun things, no, we ain't gonna let you do it.
Can't let you kids get out of hand.
I'm gonna tell you something. You guys I think you're missing the boat on old Patty Mahomes. Over 19.5 rushing yards, even money. I think he has that done by the first half. I think he shows I think he's gonna break out of that pocket and run in the first half because they're gonna think he can't.
Because he can't.
He can. Oh, he can.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Kermit can run.
I don't know.
Someday they'll find it. Rainbow Connection. He's gone. He's gonna be singing Kermit songs. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Andy Reid's just chowing down on Miss Piggy on the sideline.
No, but actually eating her.
Yeah. No, that was a sexual innuendo. That was a throwback to the barbecue.
What is? Oh, okay.
Fair. I appreciate that both of you thought I went there. But
yeah, I was gonna say, damn. I hope Miss Piggy consented. I mean.
Anyway, so that's where I like props. Before we get to the 100 proof, you guys have any other prop bets that you like or anything that jumps out to you?
I'm sorry, it's Chris Stapleton because Barry upset me.
I really did. I hit a nerve.
How much is Gaz going to get fined for that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't play enough of it.
Who's doing it? Is it Rihanna? Is halftime Rihanna?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. I haven't really cared about halftime at all. I gotta be honest. I don't know if I've cared about the Super Bowl much.
Maybe that's the 100 proof. Let's make it happen.
Want to go over
100 proof? Let's go into it.
Boom.
So finish your thought there.
Well, it could be that I don't have the outlet that I normally would have this time of year. And as you guys mentioned, this is the first time we've done a show in forever. Levack and the other guy haven't done a show since he went Tommy corporate on my ass and went to iHeart. So it's like maybe it's that, but it's just legitimately today in the office. Somebody brought up the Super Bowl and I went, yeah, but that's a ways off. Like it's this Sunday, jackass. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh crap! Like it feels so uneventful. It feels like everybody's like the storyline is going to be the Kelsey brothers and blah blah blah. And this so far the only storyline is that Michael Irvin said naughty words and got kicked out.
Yeah, I have trouble sometimes like stepping back. So I have no interest in this game. I think if you put Cincinnati in this game, I find it more compelling.
Yep.
Buffalo. I can't stand Travis Kelsey personally. Mahomes' girlfriend, wife, whatever, I could live without. I mean, I guess everybody loves Andy Reid.
Oh.
I don't, and Philadelphia. Are there really people who are rooting for the Eagles? I mean, so there's really nothing in this game. Plus, to be honest with you, I still am a little bit, just as a football fan, I'm not a Bengals fan per se. I like Burrow. I like Jamar Chase. I mean, I like that team, but they got jobbed. They got straight up jobbed in that AFC Championship game. And for Goodell, by the way, to go out and do his State of the League address and say that the NFL officiating has never been better, it's only further proof that wannabe gangster is just totally fucking with everybody. He is the worst commissioner by a mile. The officiating is a disaster, and the Chiefs are in this big game in this situation because of disastrous officiating.
I can make the argument he's not wrong though. I mean, I think officiating's been a disaster forever.
I don't remember a big money game where they just redid it down. Give me a third down over.
You know what? Hey, guys, hold on, guys. Hey, let's just do that. Let's just run it back.
Kansas City had the punter on the field on fourth down, and they bring it back out.
How about a Raiders game where Gene Steratore, who we now are supposed to believe is like this brilliant freaking rules guy, comes out and goes, "Hold on, let me see if they got the first down."
What's it?
No, I didn't get it. Nah. Like it's been bad forever. The problem is that we all now have like 70 million pixels in our TV, and we can actually see every inch of how stupid they are.
Yeah, Franco Harris isn't getting away with anything this time.
Yes,
RIP. Here's what I'm going to go to. Jeff, maybe you can, being a Raiders fan, can see where I'm coming from.
That's why I drink.
I hate roller coasters, and whenever I go on a roller coaster, I just don't want to puke. Right, that's my goal. And I feel like going to the Super Bowl, I'm getting on a roller coaster, and I just don't want to puke. Like, I'm not looking forward to it. It's not going to be fun. I just don't want the Eagles to win. Like, I'm not looking forward to the roller coaster. I got to do it. The girlfriend, the wife, whoever wants to go on it, I'm going to do it. Fine. I just want to not puke. So my goal here is I just don't want the Eagles to win. Like I don't really care about the game. I don't really care about most of it. But I just don't want the Eagles to win. Maybe you feel the same about Kansas City. I'm not sure if that's where you're at.
No, to tell you what a pile of steaming crap the Eagles are, I would prefer that the Chiefs win this game.
Yeah, it's wild.
As a Raiders fan.
Yeah.
Like I would, there's something about Patrick Mahomes I like. Like I want to hate Patrick Mahomes. I really do because he's the Chiefs. Maybe it's because the Raiders aren't that good right now, where it's like, well, it's not like the Chiefs are holding us back. Like talent on our sideline as a Raiders fan is holding us back. But like the Nick Sirianni is such an arrogant prick.
Yeah.
To have a team bought for him and act like coaches who have a team bought for them and act like they're the greatest coach in the world. Like, dude, you did good. Be a little more Steve Kerr, a little more humble, a little more of that, a little less.
Well, Julian Love came out and said that and got a ton of heat for it.
Right. Well, of course, because you're not allowed to. Because again, he said it publicly. Nobody cares what I say. So, I'm getting into it now that I'm thinking about it. But it's also because like I've got 6 squares. One's a minute square.
Oh yeah,
and a minute square before. I'm very excited. I feel like I've hit the level of degenerate gambler that I've always dreamt of. You know,
this is your Super Bowl now, buddy.
Right. I get 0-0. I'm just gonna sit there and be like defense the whole game. That's all I want, and then a tie for all I care. But no, I hate the Eagles. I'm getting into it because I don't want to see the Eagles win.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, which is like sucks. Because I agree with you. If Cincinnati's in it, I care more. Obviously, the Giants made it. I care more.
I would have been interested to see the Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo,
49ers,
Trey Lance. I mean, that's
absolutely. I agree.
McCaffrey after the trade.
Yeah,
I love Deebo Samuel. Like so I cared about that or the Bengals. I could have got behind. I'd be behind one of those things happening. But now I don't know. I think Jalen Hurts is like the most likable guy in the game. I mean, I'm a Jalen Hurts. I think he's great.
I just like him for no reason. I know that like he's a good dude, and when he talks, I hear Nick Saban, which is like what you'd want to hear from your quarterback, not from anyone else.
Right.
Like, for some reason, irrationally, I just don't like Jalen Hurts right now. I think it's the Eagles.
It's the Eagles. That's how coming into the draft. That draft that he was taken in. I was super excited about. I was like, why is this guy not rated higher on the boards? Like he did well at Bama, did well at Oklahoma. He's got the size, he's got the legs. But he went to Philadelphia, and I was like, well, there goes that guy. So, I don't know. It's
actually, you know who I'm rooting for? I love Chris Jones. I love Chris Jones.
Why do you love Chris Jones?
Ever since his tongue fell out
his hammer
in the dash, in the 50-yard dash, when he ran the 40, I was just like, dude, anybody, and he laughed about it. Now, mind you, it's easy to laugh about it.
Tucked it back into his sock. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But at the same time, like, he's just like that. There's a chance that he's going to chase Jalen Hurts down and hit him with that. Like that could happen. Like,
give him the Deacon Jones, but instead of his arm being wrapped, it's just Wang.
It's
just his Louisville Slugger.
You just hear like an elephant Trump noise. And it just hits him, and it's over.
You think he needs a separate pad for that? And he just has like a quad pad on his dong.
I think it has its own locker. What are you talking about? That thing is insane. Good for him.
Instead of a cup, he just has a pitcher in his pants.
It's a quarter keg.
Yeah.
Barry's like, I don't want to talk about Chris Jones' penis. Could you just stop?
Yeah. Unless we're going to talk about Roger Goodell's micro penis, I'm not really interested in penis talk. So
I mean, there's definitely something to it. You think Goodell will be, have his M&Ms, so go to his basement and hide there instead of being at the game?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's nobody's more.
Well, he doesn't want to be in Philly if the Eagles. He doesn't want to be anywhere near if the Eagles lose. He doesn't want to be in Arizona.
Oh.
Those Philly fans will eat him up.
I'm just looking at Super Bowl halftime. By the way, I have no recollection of Madonna doing the halftime in Indy in 2012. I just don't remember. Madonna did a halftime show.
I don't know.
This is like the Mandela effect. That happened. Madonna did a Super Bowl halftime show.
To be fair, there's like 3 Super Bowl halftime shows I remember. Like I remember U2, I remember Prince, and I remember Janet Jackson's tit, and that's about as far as I.
Prince by far. Prince is the king of Super Bowl halftime show. That Super Bowl halftime show was.
Speaking of hammers,
I think I remember quite a bit of like I remember Katy Perry because I was there.
Oh, Katy Perry, yeah.
And she came out of that giant lion. That was cool.
Who's the one who went up? Was it Lady Gaga that went up on the roof or something? Yeah,
that was.
That's
cool.
what I feel. I remember Tom Petty because I was there. That's the one that really sticks out to me.
Fuck you guys.
Was it Britney Spears who did it, where everyone came out like Aerosmith, and I think?
Yeah. Was that in Tampa?
I don't remember.
So actually, it's funny. It was Tampa. That's very good. Tampa. I got the
Oh.
list, so I don't remember this.
Oh.
But so it was Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
Oh yeah.
But some of these halftime shows we
Four
find.
people who've never been in my kitchen.
So Madonna, check this out. Madonna, because Wikipedia, which is a source for all information, gives you the headliner and then all the supporting people who showed up to get paid. So Madonna, this is literally the halftime show. Madonna with LMFAO, Cirque du Soleil, Nicki Minaj, MIA, CeeLo Green, Andy Lewis, the Avon High School Drumline, the Center Grove High School Drumline. What people? Where the fuck did LMFAO come from? What's going on?
It was 2012, man.
What happened in the Super
Party
Bowl?
Rock?
It was a weird time. It's a weird
Party Rock.
Have you guys seen the GIF of from the movie Mask with Cher and like Rocky Dennis, and somebody put underneath it Cher and Madonna going on tour in 2012?
Oh wow!
That was one of those ones where I laughed and I instantly felt terrible about laughing.
I mean, the thing is though, she did that to herself.
Yes, yeah.
Like that was a goal, or maybe not the goal, but it was self-inflicted at a minimum.
Listen,
I want to look at an anime villain. I really want.
Who was it last year in LA? Was it was Snoop? Ja Rule? Was he come out? Who came out last year?
Dre, Eminem.
Dre,
Oh, yeah, last year was great, and it was
75 cents.
Like 2 weeks in it, 2 weeks in a row, because NASCAR did the Clash with Ice Cube. Ice Cube headlined the NASCAR Clash, which was awesome. And then the next week at the Super Bowl was Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar.
We're in a world where NASCAR has Ice Cube doing the show.
Dude, NASCAR.
If you
last
tell
weekend,
tell 1991 Ice Cube that in 30 years he'll be
you're
doing
gonna
a
be doing the
NASCAR
show.
He'd be thinking he'd be hanging in Pittsburgh.
Last weekend, NASCAR had Cypress Hill and Wiz Khalifa headline.
I love me
Clash.
some Wiz.
Can we all just call this what it is? This is an overcorrection for the slip knot that was hung in Bubba Wallace's.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because these drivers are not like, they're all like, this is so cool. What the hell's going on?
Well,
Where's
I don't know about the
guitar?
driver. You definitely got. It's interesting to listen to because the thing about this event is it's in LA. And you're trying to expand everything. It drives me to, but you got a lot of NASCAR fans can't believe that out of 38 events, only 37 would feature country music or classic rock. Like they can't believe it. That there's one event that is not going to have Leonard Skinner at it. So
Leonard Skinner's upset about that. That's one less paycheck.
How about the Weeknd? Remember the Weeknd doing the Super Bowl?
Oh, that was awful. Yes, I
not
do
good.
That.
Weird. That was weird.
It was really weird. He's got a movie out now. Him and somebody. It was like some weird.
I hope it's with that Peel dude because that's about the only way.
No, it's some chick where she's like it's weird. I saw a preview for it and I was like, "Is that The Weeknd?" And it's like brought to you by the mind of blah blah blah, aka The Weeknd. I'm like, next.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a great Super Bowl, underrated Super Bowl halftime show was 2020, right before COVID. Shakira and J-Lo on the same stage.
Yeah.
How?
Those
I
hips
heard there
don't
was a little
lie.
bit of a cat fight over that one too. I heard like J-Lo was and they didn't get along quite well.
Really? Give me Shakira. Shakira would tear J-Lo apart.
I think J-Lo's a little.
Shakira's in tax problems right now. She's not tearing anybody apart.
Her tax bills was actually
she got serious tax issues.
Yeah.
She wrote a song about like her ex who allegedly screwed up her thing. Like she was supposed to live in one place for a certain period of time and another for another. So it got screwed up and now she owes like one of the government's insane amounts of tax money.
It's fine.
Yeah.
She can find ways to pay for it. Also, did you hear the OnlyFans Shakira is coming out? So those tax debts are going away quick.
Those hips don't lie. I'll tell you that right
Jesus.
OnlyFans tax relief. That's
I'm trying to think like I remember if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I don't think I only cared about halftime shows when my mother was alive or I was married or I was there. Every other time it's like all these halftime, even last year's halftime show where I was like, these are all artists I love. I was just like,
yeah.
Get back to the football, please.
I thought it was cool.
Last year was good. I actually forgot about it on my list, but I good. So where are we picking here? Outside of the halftime shows?
There's a game, I guess. The game actually feels like an inconvenience at this point.
Get to the meat of it.
Must I concern? Can I just watch the commercials? Must I concern myself?
Commercials have taken a serious step back. Too.
Huge drop. Huge.
Speaking of drop, the best commercial ever. Nissan, the birds trying to crap on the car, and they're like chasing it, doing strafing runs, taking out like picnics, like the bird poop, like takes out like the punch bowl You gotta look it up. Nissan, like bird bombing run or something like that. It was a Super Bowl commercial. I think it might have been the '90s. It was my favorite commercial. It was destructive and awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm writing it down. I'm actually going to look that up after.
Yeah, take a note.
That E-Trade baby was pretty good for a few years. That amused me.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like the Budweiser
E-Trade
frogs. I'm
fucking
a frog guy.
Yeah,
I like the frogs. Or the old what's that? I like that one too.
I don't know what's up with Budweiser and Chevrolet trying to make me cry every year now. Like everyone's like,
oh, the dogs and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then the Chevy's like, here, Dad, I rebuilt your car that you lost in Vietnam while saving us from the Martians. Like it's always.
Is it the commercial that gets you, or the fact that you'll never rebuild a car for your dad?
I mean, I can rebuild it for him. He's not gonna drive it.
He's got to bury it next to him.
I feel like the Ram commercial was a good.
Let's not go into Jeff's dead dad jokes. Bros, bourbons, and dead dads.
I'm low. I'm very low. My tumbler is low.
Oh my!
Need a drink over. Anyway, but the game. Let's get to the game here. So 50.5. I'm pounding the under.
Me.
Give me the under.
And I just can't pick Philadelphia, so I'm going Kansas City. But my money is going to be light on Kansas City. I think it's really a coin flip. I think it's going to go under. I see this being like 23-17, 24-17, somewhere in that range. So that's my pick. Go KC in the under.
I'm also going KC in the under. However, I'm a pussy. So what I'm going to do is a 2-team tease. I'm going to do KC, which I'll tease up to 7.5, and the under, which I'll tease up to 56.5, and it'll be -120. So
combined as a parlay.
Yep,
that's not bad. That's good.
So -120 gives me plenty of room. I'll probably put 100 beans, 100 arbitrary units.
Clams. Yeah, clams.
Whatever a normal unit is, I'll probably put 3 times that unit on that because I feel very safe with that bet.
It's a good bet. Bear, what do you like? What's your game prediction?
I take the under because I think neither one of these quarterbacks are healthy, and that's where both these offenses start. But I just think Mahomes being limited is a bigger issue. I think the Eagles will squeak this game out. I think the Eagles are just in a little bit better position. None of this gives me any pleasure, to be honest with you. I have so little interest in the Super Bowl that it actually concerns me. I feel like I should call. You're like when you cross a bridge, like you walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, and there's a number like in trouble. Call the Samaritans. I want to call the Samaritans right now and be like, guys, I just don't care about the Super Bowl. I don't care. I'm not interested at all. I'm gonna gorge myself on the food and watch the commercials and probably laugh, whatever. But I just don't care. I got nothing.
What do you think the hotline? Like, what do you think happens when you call that?
Like, I assume that you get an answering machine. That's actually
whatever Michael Irvin said to that chick in the hotel lobby. It's just instantly like,
how sweet of you to think I have to assume what happens when you call that number.
I meant for football. I didn't mean for that. Listen, we already know how dark you are. That's not. I meant for the actual Super Bowl. Like 1-800 NFL apathy. I don't.
That's got to be. You talk about hell. Imagine being a person like your job is just pick up the phone and some random guy is about to jump off a bridge, and your job, you don't know anything about them. You have no idea. You got to launch into this cold and stop them. Like that is a crazy ass job.
Yeah. You have so much to live for.
Whatever you do, don't yell cannonball.
Oh boy.
I can't wait till the show gets canceled after 6 months off the air. We come back for once and just bam,
one swing,
bam.
Barry, I've started to compile a list of jobs that your brother's not qualified for. I forgot to put
Samaritan call answer.
I forgot to put counselor of any kind on the list. Sorry. I'll tell you what, I'm so convinced that the over 19.5 rushing yards is going to hit. I'll make a wager with the two of you. What do you want to bet? Like I feel good. I think Mahomes is going to try to prove it. Because remember, like last time he was in the Super Bowl, he had no offensive line and he could not walk. Now he's moving a little bit. He's got his offensive line is pretty much intact, as much as anybody's is at this point in the season. I think you're going to see old Patty McHomeboys take off. He's going to early. He's going to 20 yards in the first half.
No, wow, no way.
He'll get 20 yards. I think he'll get 20 yards in the game, but you know,
It's over 19.5.
Yeah, but Tom Brady would end up with 20. Would fall for 20 rushing. Like 20 rushing is a very low benchmark, right? I mean, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, it is in the NFL because they don't take sack yards off it.
No, they what hurt me with him, I had his rushing yards back when they beat San Fran, and he had them, but then he knelt 3 times.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't sacked.
That's a killer.
Right. Yeah, and I lost. I ended up losing it by 1.5 yards.
Oh,
and it was the only prop that I missed the entire. It was I crushed it.
That is savage.
Yeah, I was so mad because if I hadn't hit, I would have made quite a bit of cha-ching. But
tell you what, throw a bottle of bourbon on it, Jeff.
That is a bad beat.
Throw a bottle of bullet.
Bottle of bullet says I say over 19.5. You say under 19.5.
Yeah, a little bros and bourbon action. I'm in.
All right.
This is for the game.
For the game, 19.5.
But
I'm in. All right, I'll go. I'll take the under as well. I'm not sure.
Also, 2 bottles of bourbon going your way if that goes over.
Can't wait. I will. I'll tell you what. We'll pour them up next time we all get together. We'll have to do a bros and bourbon in person.
Ooh, I like that. We should do it somewhere. We should host it somewhere.
Where?
I think if there's. Have you guys ever heard of? There's this place. It's like they serve wings. It's like it's named
Buffalo Wild Wings. Big fan.
Yeah.
You can't cut me if I cut me first.
Rusty Nail. Have you ever heard of the Rusty Nail?
Yeah. What do you think I was doing when I called that number?
So actually, I would love to have some Hooters wings delivered to the house on Sunday. Is that something that you could make happen for me? I mean, come on.
I can't guarantee who's going to deliver them, but I can.
You got a Grubhub it, or is that how you got a DoorDash or one of those things? I never have done that, but
I've done it. I've never done it. I haven't done it for Hoots because I like the ambiance at Hoots. I'm like the one. I'm literally the the person I get Playboy for the articles. Like I'm the one person who walks into Hooters and is like, out of the way, bitches. Where's Dan? Like they're all like, what about us? F you.
Yeah, I want to talk to the big bearded guy.
Right, and then Ashley's there, and I'm like, but Dan can wait.
I had a list. I got to check my list. I've been to Hooters in 13 states or 14 states or something like that. I've really crossed some off the list. But I'll say this for Hooters: consistent experience. Generally, super consistent experience. It's impressive.
Fair. Usually one of my favorite things was I would tell Dan I was going to go do recon wherever the Super Bowl was, and then Dan would give me a gift card to go to Hooters. So like Minnesota Hooters, different, my friend. There's Viking bitches working in that place. It's for real. It's real. It's good times. It's like all the fembots who no longer on the repeats of Austin Powers movies now all work the Hooters in Mall of America.
The Hooters in Anaheim, California. That's one of my favorites.
I haven't been there. I need that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I went to the one in Tampa recently.
Oh, that's a good one.
With my nephew and his wife. And my nephew and his wife's like, go ahead, look. And my nephew's like, no, I won't look. Over there. Look at that one.
Yeah. We got to scout it out for him,
Right. Yeah, it's like, Zachary, don't look there.
Yeah, whatever you do.
And there. And there.
By the way, one little piece of breaking news, by the way. Breaking Super Bowl news.
Uh-oh.
Joe Biden not going to do an interview in the pregame show. First time since 2009, a president has declined to do.
That's not a good sign, right?
It doesn't seem good.
Well, I think his wife's probably been busy making out with somebody else, so he may.
That's all the more reason to go do a Super Bowl interview.
Well, I think he might be a cold.
Just saying.
Keep an cold there.
Keep an eye on the situation.
Saying. Keeping 3 eyes on the situation.
Okay. I don't know how we got there, but I really.
All right,
but I really don't.
All right. Hey, if Gaz titles this, I want him to title it "Joe Biden's a cuckold."
Okay.
Or 3 eyes in the corner. I gotta be honest with you. Not a big fan of him. I feel like we've disrespected the office of the president right now, and I don't like it.
I just don't know how we got here. I don't understand.
I'm not sure.
Is that your brother?
He's like 100. He's 100 years old. I don't think he doesn't have a third eye for anything.
I'll put a popsicle stick under it. It'll stay right up.
I mean, my fat ass is all pumped full of steroids for back pain. I can only imagine what the president gets.
Yeah. He gets ice cream when he gives his speech right.
Dude, listen, you guys leave him alone because if anything happens to him, we all know what happens.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Keep propping him up.
Yeah, right. Weekend at Bernie's his ass for a couple more for
right where I was going.
Another year, and then we'll be all and everything's fine.
Yeah. So our top 5 today, we're doing top 5 Super Bowl memories. Is that where we're gonna go with this?
I'm
do?
gonna be off the cuff, just so we're clear. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I think we all kind of are here. Based on how the show's gone, I think this is all off the cuff. So I'm gonna go in no particular order
on the
here.
unemployment line is what this shows. Not off the cuff, on the unemployment line.
So I'm gonna go 5 random. This isn't in a particular order for me. I'm not gonna go 5.
By the way, Barry, just remember you're an impressionable student at this point. This is not. You were just along for the ride.
I'm just doing this to pay my way through college.
There you go. Only
I've heard that.
Isn't that your entire wait staff on a Tuesday? Gaz, I said.
Yeah, you gaz me?
I know.
Wow.
If I verbally crap on someone on a microphone, I just assume it's God.
I genuinely hope he listens to this.
By the way, congrats, guys. Wes.
Yeah. I guess we should open the show.
Gaz!
Yeah. Well, if he's still listening, then he deserves
crazy.
Also, I don't know if whatever, but 9 pounds 9 ounces and 20 inches.
Yeah,
that kid's a tank.
That's actually also Chris Jones's penis size.
I was gonna say.
Did you see that kid's bicep? One of those pictures. He's 6 minutes old, and that kid's pumping iron.
I was too busy trying to keep you from throwing me under the bus, you prick.
No, I did right away. First chance I had. First chance.
I forgot today was the day that everything was supposed to happen. So I'm giving guys crap in a group text with Dan and I early this morning, and I go, I'm gonna feel bad if he's there. And Dan's like, he is. And I'm like, I don't think that's true. And he sends me screenshots, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm with you. What the hell? What are you doing?
Nah. He's got a radio network. I want to continue to do Bros and Bourbon. So I gotta
be honest with you. He's working for Fox Sports in the Capital Region. The people who speak through the drive-through speaker at Burger King on Route 9 have a bigger audience. Okay, so don't worry, everything's fine.
Cold
until they finally buckle and give me what I want, and then they'll have
a real audience.
Yeah, so now if you pay me, they will come.
Yeah. Oh God.
Also, the tagline of my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's too easy. Super Bowl moments
of Dan's OnlyFans. Too easy.
It features nothing but Joe Biden cuck animations. So,
which, by the way, actually, somebody patent that. I'm starting a Joe Biden animated cartoon cuckold series, and I'm putting it on OnlyFans.
I'm looking forward to the at Biden is a cuck handle on Twitter next. That'll be the...
Maybe I'll change out that guy who runs the cuck account. Yeah,
change out that picture. What's the hold on, let me pull it. Let me do a little Men in Black for you guys real quick. All right, everybody forgot what they just heard.
Perfect. Christ. So top 5 Super Bowl memories.
This is rough.
I'm gonna lead off just to sting Barry with the David Tyree helmet catch.
I love that catch though.
Amazing catch. So that's I'll call it number 5. One of my favorites. Arguably one of the biggest moments in Super Bowl history, but that's one of my favorites.
That's good. I mean, there's no question that it is an incredible play. Rodney Harrison, who's one of the best physical players ever play the game, makes a great play, and it just somehow Tyree makes that play. It's crazy. Yeah. It's a crazy play, and it shifts NFL. Patriots win that game.
18-0, yeah,
perfect season. Yeah. I mean, it changes the dynamic of a lot of things. That's seismic moment. And I was there, by the way. It's I went to the Super Bowl and a funeral broke out. So
I like that play too, because that was in the midst of when the Raiders were just getting bent over by the Pats. Like the Tuck rule, the Seymour trade, the Moss trade,
that was the year after the Moss trade, right? It was first
well, and the Seymour trade I still like a little bit because he did, as a Raider, open hand friggin' put Ben Roethlisberger on his ass, just palm to the face.
Which is usually the other way around. That's usually what he does.
Right. Well, that's back of the head.
Only in bathrooms.
Only in the stall, or the stall door has to be closed.
Right. So that's up there for me as well. But Barry, why don't you go ahead, man? I'm just a guest. I'm just here.
I tried to sketch this out a little bit in order. Try to put these in order. For me, Scott Norwood as a kid growing up in a Giants house, Norwood missing that kick wide right was one of the first like profound sports moments that I can remember, where you like you hear the whole world suck its breath in, and the kick is up and it's wide right, like crazy football game and a crazy end to a game. And that was one of the times when I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to take my eyes off sports again, because that was crazy.
That was like, man, I remember that was. I thought the Bills were going to win every one of those 4 Super Bowls. I was a kid, and my mom and I would bet $1 on every Super Bowl, and I was just like I gave my mom $4. Like that's what I was like every year, because she let me pick, and it was like legitimately we got to the point where she's like, well, I'm going to stop. I don't care. You pick whatever you want. They're going to lose. And like I gave her dollars and all, and that was the one where I'm sitting there. I'm just about to take the $2 off the television, and it happens, and I'm just like, yeah, that wide right.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a whole other animal.
That was a moment right there.
I actually you brought back what I always loved, and it was the same game. And when I was a kid, if I swore, I got a mouthful of horseradish. That was the punishment.
That seemed terrible. Really.
O.J. Anderson gave me a mouthful of horseradish when he threw that uppercut. And I literally jumped out of my seat and went, oh, shit! And my mom looked at me, and I was like, I'll go get it. Like, it was.
Can I get that with an onion ring or something? I think it's not that bad.
Well, like the joke was on her, because as like I got older, like I'm drinking bottles of Tabasco sauce like they're nothing. And she's like, I don't know how you can eat that stuff. I'm like, say what you really want to say.
Yeah, you prep me for this.
Shit. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Frankenstein, you made this monster. But the O.J. Anderson uppercut, and I got to meet him at Wolf's 111 when I was hosting an event, and I told him that same story, and he started laughing, and he bought me a drink. In other words, he took one of the drinks somebody else bought him and handed it to me. Like the ice was all melted in it and shit. He's like, I want to give you a drink. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And like, so I don't know, it probably was a cigarette button and everything, but I drank it. O.J. Anderson over getting like
a couple of chicken bones in it.
Yeah, I don't care. It's stew. But yeah, the O.J. Anderson uppercut, that was one of my favorites.
So I'm going a little outside the box here. The Super Bowl that wasn't, because for me, the 2008 Super Bowl was painful, because if Plaxico Burress doesn't shoot himself in the thigh in November of 2008, the New York Giants are going back to back, baby. And that team was poised. They were good. If that doesn't happen, it's a different season. That Super Bowl was painful to watch for that reason. So that Super Bowl was the pain of knowing we should have been there, and Plax's stupidity is the reason we weren't, is a memory for me.
It's yeah.
It just depressed the hell out of all of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was easy. Wow.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you, with mine, Perry, after you go, I'm gonna fire back at that. That's what I'm gonna do.
Give me John Elway. That the moment John Elway crosses the goal line,
helicopter
gets hit, the helicopter. Yeah. You were like, that's a real
great
guy
moment
right there. You know, that is like, for me, cemented John Elway as a great quarterback, but a badass guy who's really
John
real
Dutton,
guy,
baby. John Dutton
putting it on the line. That's a real guy. That was a real guy moment.
Yeah.
I hate the Broncos with a steaming hot passion. I hate the Broncos, but that was freaking amazing.
That was a moment right there.
And you got to remember too, like we all have biceps. John Elway had a unicep. Like his bicep, the one of the heads like cut loose, and he still had one of the strongest arms in the NFL with one head on his bicep. He had a unicep arm, and he was helicoptering into the freaking end zone. He's tough. A man. He's a man's man. And he had horse teeth. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh, so he was on Yellowstone, but not Dutton. Gotcha.
No, he looked just like the mascot for the Broncos. It was crazy. By the way, Broncos Stadium, Mile High, the largest collection of goose shit you ever seen in your life. Like, it's everywhere. You cannot walk in a Mile High without trampling goose shit. It's everywhere. Shit. It's literally lots of shit. Um,
The only time I've been to Mile High was when Barack Obama gave his acceptance speech in 2008. And there wasn't any goose shit, but there was a lot of horse shit. So I know.
I went the year that Carr broke his leg, and I was at Hooters when he broke his leg. And my former radio partner, Armin Williams, hooked us up with tickets. Big Al Williams, the defensive lineman for the Broncos, bought us tickets on the 20-yard line, sorry. And because he didn't think my goofy ass would sit outside in the cold, I did. And Raiders got stomped. But all that made me feel better was the fact that the Broncos stadium is so terrible that even gooses know it's their bathroom. Like that's the geese are aware that's where you poop. Like they're like little baby geese are sitting there going, I don't know if I'm a duckling. I don't know what I am, but I know I shit there. So since we're doing the Super Bowls that weren't, immaculate reception, tuck rule, sold our coach to the fucking Buccaneers. Don't you dare bring that sad, oh, my wide receiver shot himself in the thigh bull crap to a Raiders fan. There are names for all the things that we have been robbed over. The tuck rule is still the most ridiculous thing in the world. When Woodson and Brady got together and talked through it, and even Brady finally looked at Woodson and went, "Oh yeah, totally was a fumble." I wanted to climb into my.
That was a great special.
It was really
awesome.
It really was. Like, thank God he wasn't a Patriot anymore when that happened. But like, you can't talk about the Super Bowl that wasn't to a Raiders fan. Like, it's like the league has.
So what's your one? What's your memory? What's the one where you felt like was it Pats in 01?
Pats 01 is huge for me because I honestly believe that would have started the Raiders dynasty. We would have won two, at least two. However, the one is selling Gruden to the Bucs because Callahan comes in. Callahan, whatever the fuck, I don't know what his fucking name is. I hate Bill Callahan comes in, doesn't change the play calls, goes up against his former boss in the Super Bowl. Barrett Robbins, all pro center, goes full blown shithouse crazy, gets found in the corner of a bar
in Mexico
before the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
every fantasy football team I had for 3 years was named the Bipolar Barretts.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I earned that right. You don't change the plays. Gruden dresses as Gannon in practice. Tells like Derek Brooks and everybody were like, he knew exactly what every play was. They said it. We just went and did it. It was that one hurts the most because you would just think that you would go, hey, the code word for this one was razor. We're going to turn it into, reeds or any, like, change it a little or see that they're doing it during the game and then say, oh my God, they know our plays. Hey, Rich Gannon, instead of calling it this, start calling it that.
Right.
But they didn't. And we got completely slammed. I was married at the time, which is also a terrible thing. And Woodson made that interception. And I looked at my wife at the time and I said, if they don't score a touchdown, this game is over. Raiders kick a field goal. I turned the TV off and tried to leave.
You didn't finish the game?
I came back because she was like, you got to watch the game. Your teammate, you got to watch the game. I said, you're going to lose. They're going to lose ugly. Like the fact that they couldn't score a touchdown was just a sign that they just weren't adapting. And yeah, so should have divorced her that day. But hey, it happened eventually. So don't bring your I wish I had another Super Bowl to me. All right.
I'll go a different direction here then. I'm gonna go Desmond Howard. And that kickoff return MVP award. I mean, that was an electrifying moment in sports history to me. Electrifying moment in the biggest stage of them all. He comes up with that massive play. To me, that was next level. Huge memory.
I'm a Michigan fan. Love Desmond Howard. Love him. That was one of those signs that you hear people talk about now because of the Ravens and everything else, where it's like, you know what? It's not just offense, defense. Special teams mattered.
Yeah. John Harbaugh made a career out of it.
True.
Desmond Howard's still a stud. Love Desmond Howard right now.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
Agreed.
I'm gonna go. So let me tie all this together. My next memory involves a Michigan alum and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's Tom Brady winning his 7th Super Bowl cementing his legacy as the single greatest player ever set foot on a football field. In his 40s, wins his 7th ring. And with Gronkowski, also enjoyed it because it was sort of coming, that was like the beginning. Like we were all little gophers in this effed up world, poking our head out of COVID, and the Super Bowl felt like a taste of something normal. But that 7th Super Bowl for my binky, my crush, Tom Brady. Loved it.
Drew Henson's backup.
Loved it. And I look, and I'm a Belichick. I love Belichick, and I love Bob Kraft. I love Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan. But Brady going out on his own and saying going to do it my way, and go to Tampa in his 40s to go out there with another organization and take them to a Super Bowl was incredible.
Yeah, I mean that's 7 Super Bowl. Look, I agree. I think that put Brady on the next plane, right? Like so with Brady now retired, one quarterback has 2 Super Bowl rings, and it's Jimmy Garoppolo. Right? Like that's the difference. He played in what, like 13% of all Super Bowls ever he played in. He won like 10% of them or something, or 7%. It's crazy what that guy did.
Do you know that like the Arizona Super Bowl that I got to go to, Malcolm Butler intercepts the ball, game over. I'm downstairs, nobody's talking to Garoppolo. I walk up to Garoppolo and I go, "How's it feel to have as many Super Bowl rings as Peyton Manning?" And you see like it click in his head, like, I do. I really do.
But that's crazy, right? It's 7 with him, and then obviously that could change with Mahomes this weekend. Garoppolo has 2. So think about the guys who've come through the last 20, 30 years. And what he did it 7 times. That's crazy.
Like you look at what, who is out of the league now from that sort of, right, Manning, Rivers, Breeze.
The changing of the guard.
Right. And Aaron Rodgers
probably.
By
the way, Eli has more than all those guys. So just
that's well, he has as many as Manning, right? Well, he is right. He's the other Manning.
Yeah. He won that Broncos one that he bought, but yeah.
Yes.
But then again, like so a quarterback coach that shall remain nameless told me what a head case Brock Osweiler was, and said that if they had to play Brock in that Super Bowl, they wouldn't have won.
Really?
As the defense was, they needed Peyton was willing to swallow his ego and just do what needed to be done to win.
Just manage that football game.
Yep. Yeah. And to have a guy that great say, you know what? This ain't my Super Bowl. This is Von Miller's Super Bowl. You needed that.
Yeah, but he's got 3.5 times more than that guy. It's just crazy. It's unbelievable.
Right. Well, and yeah, true. Absolutely. But like, if not for him, how many does Peyton have?
Valid question. The valid, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that's a great era of, right. Those two guys are Marino and Elway are, and the collection of rings amongst Marino and Elway is nothing compared to Manning and Brady. But I have
more rings than either Manning brother, by the way. I have 3. So whatever. I'm just putting it out there.
And I'd rather watch you talk about Monday Night Football on your couch. So,
well,
I
don't get the Peyton and Eli thing. I just don't get it.
I like it when I don't care who's in the game.
Yeah, 100%. You can't watch the game and watch that. Doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah. Where are you going, Jeff?
I'm going to go to the only guy who would have, even though he would lose, the only guy who would have an argument over being the best quarterback in the game besides Mr. Brady, and that's Joe Montana. My favorite story in the history of the Super Bowl is against the Bengals. They're in the huddle. He needs to make the play. He needs to throw the ball. He's in the huddle. Everybody's freaking out, and he looks up and he goes, "Is that John Candy?" Joe Montana was so cool when he was the 49ers quarterback in the huddle about to throw the ball to Clark, the catch. He's not even thinking about the play. He's like, "Oh, look, there's John Candy. There's Uncle Buck. there's the
great
dude
movie.
Great outdoors. There's the Canadian funny fat guy, John Candy." Joe Montana's coolness and ability to just kind of look and go, "Hey guys, chill the F out. John Candy's right there." I don't know why that has always stuck with me as one of my favorite moments. Like, I love you got to realize what a leader you are. You're not only able to calm your guys down, but you're in this super serious moment. And if you're not their real leader and you go, "Hey, there's John Candy," they're going to go, "Asshole. focus.
Yeah,
But because
yeah.
you're such a leader and everybody respects you so much, you go, hey, John Kennedy. They go, oh, no shit. All right, cool. Hey, what are we doing? You know, like that's one of my favorite moments ever.
Right. That's who he was. But he had that cachet, the power to take them out of the moment with him and they trusted him to still be in it. And Joe Montana to me is like the greatest football personality. Like he is. Joe Cool is exactly the right nickname. He is textbook, just freaking cool. I mean,
Is he
there's
Aaron
nobody.
Rodgers before Aaron Rodgers? Like, is he?
No, because Aaron Rodgers is a dickhead.
Is he doing some sensory deprivation shit?
Well, now it's
he goes to Kansas City. He's like, man, I don't know what to do.
He's Burrow with fashion sense.
Oh, all right. I like
it
that.
has become a national pastime to shit on Aaron Rodgers. It's actually kind of funny.
It's fucking.
He's even
so
my quarterback. So and soon I have to pretend I love him because he can be the Raiders quarterback. So
could be.
I will say this: have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live that Montana hosted?
No.
There's one where he plays like a roommate, and like you can hear his thoughts. And he literally, like Joe Montana's voice, walking up the stairs, goes, "I'm going to go to my room and masturbate." Like as a kid, I remember looking at him and going, "Did Joe Montana just say he's going to masturbate?" Like I gotta believe the Super Bowl winning quarterback of the 49ers doesn't have to spank his own. Like I just don't feel like that's needed.
Ooh.
I mean,
yeah, he might.
Come on, I don't spank my own. Well, I do all the time, but I don't have to.
Nobody has to.
Well, I mean, I disagree a little bit.
You're married.
So next, I'm going to go one of my favorite moments ever, and it's Mike Jones tackling Kevin Dyson at the 2.5 yard line in 1999. I love that Rams team. Loved Kurt Warner. Loved the greatest show on turf. That Super Bowl was awesome. One of the best. One of my favorites ever. What that Tennessee defense did to the Rams, what the Rams did to them, and for it to come down to that tackle, that play, that moment was one of my favorite memories. That was a huge, huge play.
Underrated game. Maybe the most underrated game. Maybe the most underrated game ever. I was watching it. I was hosting at the Elbow Room in downtown Albany.
Yeah.
Love Kurt Warner, Iowa Barnstormer. I'm with you. A great game, great play.
That Kurt Warner movie, by the way, is underrated as well.
Yeah, I like the movie.
I hate it so much. Oh my god, you guys think
really?
I got cavities.
Really?
You know what I did to make myself feel better? I went and watched True Blood so I could see Anna Paquin's tits.
Oh well, which are also underrated.
That's true. They're not. I don't think they're as good as what the real Mrs. Warner's boobies. Like I bet she's got some.
Bet you Brenda's are pierced.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I'm in.
I'll
lose an eye motorboating those pierced boobies. I'll do it. I'm not scared.
I'd be honest with you. There's not too many boobs that I'm not willing to think about. Brenda Warner's boobs do not move the needle for me.
Really? No. I'll tell you right now. 2 sets of boobies that I would do unspeakable things to see. Brenda Warner's, Hillary Clinton's. I want to see Hillary Clinton's cans. Any boobs that are good enough to keep Bill Clinton around. Those are boobs.
It's a valid point, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. Just
I would claw my own eyes out, I think, to not see Hillary Clinton's boobs.
I will jump in front of you so you don't have to. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. You got my back on that one.
That's what bros do.
That's what bros do. I once had to do
Hillary's boobies come out.
There was a rock station I was on. I had to do a bio. It was like 2 things that you could bring to a deserted island with you. I was like Rex and FX rum shaker and Hillary Clinton's boobs. Like I know that's technically 3, but I'm calling it 2.
I'm not sure it's 3. I haven't seen him to say that's
I think Hillary's got some guns.
Oh, she has to.
I feel good. I do not feel good.
On the topic though, Lewinsky.
Let's be honest. Barry, be honest. There's nothing better than a good hate F. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
know, man.
About that. I'm a lover, man.
This is one of those times where I wish this wasn't recorded. Off air, Jeff, I'll share a story with you. Little
bourbon cracking, bro.
What story could this be? Holy shit!
It involves a gym.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right.
Yeah, well, I gotta go. I got long to do this.
Barry, you're up. Barry, what's your say?
Yeah, Super Bowl memory, Barry. What do you got for us?
What number are we on? Are we on 4 or 5 or 1
What's
or
number
2?
4? It's number
4. This is
number
our
2,
fourth
whatever.
one.
Yeah.
All right. So I had the drive. We did Joe Montana. I had the drive to Joe Montana against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I just like, again, Joke is just the coolest guy in the friggin' world. I mean, is there anybody like Speed? Sandra Bullock is driving the bus in Speed. You want Joe Montana to be driving the bus in Speed. Like, you want any situation, pressure situation, you just want Joe Montana, and he's going to be like, I don't know, it's the 80s, so probably ripping butts and drinking Guinness and just chilling. He doesn't even care. He's got no concerns in the world. Just goes out, wins the Super Bowl like it's nothing. And you were like, this is the coolest friggin' guy on earth, Joe Montana.
2 of the coolest conversations I ever had in my life. I learned to ask questions that nobody else asks. That's been my thing as a sports guy. Get to talk to Barry Sanders, and I'm like, I want to, like, why'd you retire so early? And like, everybody asked him that, so I didn't ask him that. I go, Barry, with the way people tackle now, how many yards did you average a game? His eyes lit up, and he said, 375. Tim Brown, if you had the quarterbacks that Jerry Rice, your guy Jerry Rice had, he goes, I didn't even get the question. He goes, I would dwarf him. He goes, I would dwarf his numbers. I would destroy him. Joe Montana, I would love to ask him if the rules for pass interference that are now were then, how good would your numbers be? Because can you imagine? You used to be like, you could carry a crowbar on the field and hit a wide receiver 3 times. You hit him 4, that's pass interference.
Tanya Harding, bam.
Even roughing the passer, right?
Right, yeah, roughing the passer was like, as long as it was a mid-sized car, you could hit the quarterback with it. If it was a truck, that was roughing the passer.
Now, if you land on top of them in the process, it's
right? If you don't whisper sweet nothings on the way to the ground in their ear, this is all gonna be okay, little.
Then you have a little twinkle twinkle as you put them down.
Like, I would love to ask Joe Montana rules now. You playing in your prime, how many Super Bowls? He'd be like 25.
Hey, guys, now that you're the big OFX guy, can you reach out to Joe Montana for us? Now that you're Tommy Corporate, can you make that happen?
I'll probably have to do it. But
yeah, let's get him on here so we can all just make out with him for an hour.
Gaz or Joe Montana?
No.
I was
Joe
gonna need it. His poor wife just had my kid, so.
I hoped he was going to listen to this, and now I'm not sure that I do.
Well, it's been fun doing this last
your kid
one.
Is my kid. What are you talking about?
My kid likes you more than he likes me, so that's possible.
That's how we know he's not my kid.
So this is our number 1, right? We're doing the number 1.
Yeah, number 1. So I'm going.
I still have to go then because I still.
Oh no! Wait,
sorry.
You got
Marcus Allen touchdown against the Redskins. Ooh. The 75-yard, 30-yard touchdown, one of the greatest. Actually, I'm sorry, it was 100 and some odd yard, 70-yard touchdown. Marcus Allen completely screwed by Al Davis. Should have been heralded. Should have been carried on everyone's shoulders.
Yeah, speaking of underrated, Marcus Allen's there for me.
Oh, I love Marcus Allen, man. There was a point where your backfield was Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Jay Schrader was your quarterback, and it was okay.
Also, a guy you can call when you need somebody to wheel your Bronco, right? Oh no, that was AC.
Al Collins. Yeah. However,
it doesn't work.
There's
a Marcus Allen connection, though.
Marcus Allen may very well have also been with OJ's wife and lived to tell the tale. Oh. You want to talk about a badass mofo?
Oh,
that's the guy. So Marcus Allen's touchdown against the Redskins. I just remember that going like. You look at Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl, it's modeled after that run by Marcus Allen.
Is that the biggest loss for the Redskins since Little Bighorn?
Or when they became the Commanders?
I think they won at Little Bighorn, didn't they?
I don't know. I was trying to find the right joke.
By the way, Bighorn, also a name for Chris Jones' penis.
Oh, it always comes back to the penis on this program.
That's good.
All right, here we go. Number 1.
My number 1 favorite memory is the Eli Manning to Mario Manningham pass Yeah, just dirty. And at that moment, like, you knew they were going to win. Like, they were losing, but you knew that was going to turn around. You knew they had the momentum. And as a Giants fan living in Massachusetts at the time, beating the Pats twice in Super Bowls, the way we did it was amazing. And the Tyree catch probably could have been number one. But for me personally, the memory, no, that takes number one for me.
Curious, how much of that is your favorite team beating your big brother's favorite team?
Not as much as you'd think. We did it twice, so it wasn't really that competitive.
That Super Bowl, the thing I remember about that Super Bowl is that last play when they heave the ball into the end zone, how close Gronkowski comes to getting his hands on that ball. Like that was like because there were a lot of crazy plays in that game.
Yeah, there were.
Aaron Hernandez also didn't kill anyone in the course of that game, so that was
That we know of.
That we know, yeah, right. I'm not sure.
But like that last play too, right? Gronkowski's like, oh, it's like right there. I mean, that game was crazy. It tore my guts out.
Like,
But
you hear the phrase like basketball on turf for some of these guys, like Mike Evans. Like Mike Evans plays basketball on turf. Like he's gonna high point the ball, he'll go get it. That was that play where you're like, it's a tip drill, and Gronky's the biggest, baddest mofo in the paint. And you thought I thought he was coming down with it. I thought he was gonna find a way.
Dude, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. And listen, I hate the Patriots. I'm the leader of Patriot Nation. However, I like Gronk. I can't help but like if the Raiders somehow like end up with Brady this year, the only way that's okay is if I end up with a Gronk jersey. And he's number 69 at 87.
Giggity.
Dude, we're going. If that happens, we're going to Vegas. We are going to some.
I think we should go anyway, but it's just me.
But if that happens, it's a lock. Like,
all right, are you allowed? I mean, you're a student. You're an employee.
Yeah.
You're like 60 bucks.
I'm allowed. Am I allowed? Can I have permission to go to Las
Can I go hang out with my friends in Las Vegas?
My buddies would like me to go.
I'll pretend I'm getting married and you have to go to my bachelor party.
Love it.
Perfect.
Slam dunk.
So in middle-aged married man life, there are a few things that extricate you from your obligations, but a bachelor party is one. Like a bachelor 100%.
Party. Right. And as someone who answers to no one, I can do what the F I want. So
like pretty much there's two scenarios. Right?
Actually, your fiance may have some input on that.
No, I don't. I'm not going to really get married, jackass. I'm not stupid. I did it once.
My wife listens to the show.
There's insanity doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
There's two things that can get you out. Like, so if an asteroid is headed for Earth and you can drill like Bruce Willis in Armageddon, you can get out of whatever you have to do. Or if there's a bachelor party, there's only two ways that you can.
My wife knows I can't drill, so.
At least once you drilled. At least once. That's what my favorite, my only nephew who likes me besides Zach. I have two nephews who like me, one by blood and one by you.
Bros and bourbon. Yeah. Now but that Mario Manningham catch, huge. That game, huge memory. For me. My number one. Yeah.
So you go Michigan violence right there.
Manningham. I like the man. Yeah. Okay. I like it. I mean, I don't like it, but I like it. You know what I mean?
I think I know where you're going here. I'm curious if this is going to be the same place. So let's see.
So my favorite Super Bowl, for a lot of reasons, a lot of things happened all at the same time. But the Super Bowl, the Patriots 28-3 Atlanta game. My favorite Super Bowl moment.
Going. All right.
My favorite Super Bowl moment is Julian Edelman. I know I have one jersey right there. My boy Wes Welker, who I adore. But Edelman for me, I love, and that catch in the Atlanta game where he like that ball is foul and he reaches out. What's that?
There's like three dudes hanging on him.
He's on a pig pile and like somehow. And I love when you listen to the mic'd up version of it. He's like, I caught that. I fucking caught that. Like it's like he couldn't even believe it. It was the craziest catch ever. And that game, my daughter, it was her first birthday. Everybody's over to watch the game, right? And they are getting smoked. Matt Ryan, MVP, is like they are running up and down the field, and all of a sudden there's little cracks of daylight and hope, and then the greatest comeback Super Bowl history. But that Edelman catch, because I love Edelman, I think he's a great dude, just a baller, a guy who just like nutted his way through a career, just manned up, and like to me, Hall of Fame career. I mean, guy's unbelievable. But that catch and his own reaction to it was like the coolest Super Bowl moment to me.
I was hosting that at Vapor in the Saratoga Casino and Raceway. And again, hate the Patriots. I am taunting the shit out of anybody in a Pats uniform that entire they got jersey. I'm like, what's up? You gonna cry? Ooh, would you like a Bud Light towel? And I'm having a blast. And it's happening. I'm like, well, it's done now. He can't score again. And then that happened, and I went, y'all gonna win this damn game. And I am sorry. I will. You can all say what you want to say. That was a special game. That was everybody talks about the Bucs game, this, that, the other. That game where Brady just keeps his shit together and leads them into all right, just one more play. It's not
Joe Cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, Tommy Not So Tempest. I don't know, he just got it done. That was I hated him so much for it, but that was special. That was absolutely special.
I thought you were going Malcolm Butler. I thought that's where you were going to go with that.
I love that. I mean,
damn it.
I love that
You got number one still coming.
play, but I just think it is. It's because Super Bowl moments, right? And so to me, Edelman as a guy and as a player, his involvement in that comeback, because I don't know. This is a similar thing because the Butler game, and it's a little bit on the heels of the Manningham game, right? Because you hadn't been back to Super Bowl since Manningham made that catch, and I think it was Curse makes this ridiculous catch when Seattle goes in, and you're like, okay, that's just how it goes with Patriots now. We just lose on these ridiculous plays, and it flips on the Butler catch, and it was great. But I don't know. To me, Edelman, who I think left every single thing on the football field. That was just such a crowning moment for him on that stage. And to be part of that game where, dude, I mean, literally, I don't know what the AWS advanced statistics, they must have had a 0.2% chance of winning the football game at 28-3. And then it all just broke loose.
Look at that point. He had no idea. He was like, what? Okay. The reason I didn't put the Malcolm Butler one is because you pissed me off with the when we should have won.
Oh yeah,
Malcolm Butler. If you guys don't know,
got kicked.
Go look it up. I met Malcolm Butler on Radio Row. No idea who the F he was. I literally had Blake Novacek, Jay Novacek's stepson, is my on-field producer, and he goes, "This is Malcolm Butler. He's a cornerback for the Patriots." So I turn around, and then Armin, my co-host, goes, "Yeah, he's been killing it. He's been making predictions. He predicted that Ohio State was going to win the championship, all this other stuff." He goes, "Make a prediction for Malcolm Butler." I go, "You're going to have a great game. You're going to have a big play. You're going to win the Super Bowl." And sure enough, he intercepts the ball that was the Super Bowl. And they've never let me talk to him since, but whatever. My number one is Raiders over Eagles. The first ever wild card team to win a Super Bowl. And the reason I love this game so much is it's why I'm a Raiders fan. And it's not one play. I mean, there's a million great plays. Casper you just see the snot coming off his hand with all the glue. Don't even care. I'll admit it. We cheated. He had stickum, lots of it. My dad was a fireplace. He was a brick shit house. He was the strongest dude ever. I've seen him carry engine blocks. He would never tell me who was going to win a game. I would always go, as a little kid, I'm like 4 years old. I'm like, who's going to win this game? Who do we want to win this game? And he would never answer. That was the only game he ever answered. I was like, who do we want to win this game? He goes, the Raiders. They're an older team. They're a wild card. They're not supposed to win. I want to see them win. And then I was like, shit, let's go. So I sat and I remember I had a little fake plastic drill that Santa gave me. I'm sitting there pretending I knew what I was doing, watching the game the whole time I was in. And the Raiders win that game. And I was hooked. I was a Raiders fan ever since. That's that family moment, that bonding moment, that moment where dad passes something down to his son. And 2 years later, every time there's an article about what a pile of shit the Raiders are, he's leaving it for me because he didn't really care. He only liked them that year. That's my game. That was Raiders.
I mean, you made this deep. That's good.
Oh my god, it's why I'm the sports fan I am. It's the only. My dad was very funny. He was a lot of things, but when he would get home, he was exhausted. He didn't want to talk. He would be left alone. It was that bonding moment with my dad that kids dream of. And the weirdest part of it is my dad didn't like the team. He liked that year's team. He didn't like the Raiders. So I'll never forget him. I get him in the morning and there's I don't know if he had a string. I don't remember how it got there, but it's like hanging in front of my bedroom door. I open my bedroom door. There's an article where the Raiders are called the Silver and Slack.
Wow.
He left it for me. It was just like boom, but he also was the same one that Blessings Tavern would do a pick'em pool, and I was insane. I would sit there with my notebook at like 8 years old, and I'd watch Inside the NFL, and I'd do everything on breakdown or whatever, and he would start using my picks. And he won the pick'em pool one year. I can't do it for myself. I did it for him. But
yeah, close this year a couple times.
So close, but not.
I'm picturing little Levack. You got your toy drill, little toy
Still bearded
toy blender attachment to make some toy margaritas.
That was a towhead. I was very blonde. It was very blonde.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to find a picture for you guys. But
well, it's black and white. We will sell that. It's fine.
It's not. You know what, you mother effer, you're black and white. With your white beard. You look older than all of us.
That's true, actually.
We were talking to some of the girls at Hoots who know how old he is, and they're still like, "Well, you're older than Jeff, right?"
Not my fault. You're a young buck.
It's just all the wisdom that he imparts on his pals there.
No, it's not the years of abuse I put through his body, but yeah. So this might be the longest Bros and Brew we've ever done, but I think it's a pretty good show.
We had about 3 months to make up for.
I am gassed right now.
Yeah,
man,
I was
left
good.
it all out there. We left it all out there today.
Your daughter's tablet's not making it up there tonight, is it?
I gotta go. I got things to do. I got my homework I have to do, and I have to some cleaning and different household responsibilities that I have to get to. So it's and then there's I got a lot to do. I still have a lot to do. It's whatever time is 11 o'clock Eastern time right now at night. But being the man that I am, I probably there's a couple dishes in the sink that I'll get out of the way. I'll charge the tablet and do some other
and whatever else his wife says he has to do.
Yeah.
I'll be choking on air in 9 minutes, so I'll be.
That's true. Actually, that's the most apt description I've ever heard for the way that you sleep. Choking on air is really that is 100% how what the experience of listening to you sleep is exactly like that. As though
that's how it feels too.
Like this some bitch is choking on air.
Sleep dying. That's what my friends used to call it. Oh, do you know you sleep die? I actually could hook you up with a doctor. I introduced you to Dr. Fred Dreher from the Integrative Sleep Center at the Super Bowl at the playoff party.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he wanted to do business. I was looking for
because he was at a party. Like you like called him.
It wasn't like an expo for sleep experts.
Well, you're not going to go. He's not going to be at Iron's Edge. You got to call him over at the Integrative Sleep Center.
And what's that number?
518-885-6185. That's up that I still remember that.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Get a better night's sleep, though. Give him a call.
It does. It makes a big difference. I'm going to go smoke the cigar because
it's not just you. Okay, think about your wife, your child, your dog, your neighbors.
My dog snores louder than I do. Jesus.
A couple houses. That is not possible, my friend. There's nobody on
this. Special vest he wears, so it's
he got out of that.
What does he have a vest for? Like a thunder shirt?
Oh yeah, he had to have a lump removed off his chest. So
I didn't even know this.
Oh yeah, he had to have a lump off his. He had to have a lump.
I would have sent a cart.
Oh well, he was wearing the cone for a couple days, but he's kind of stupid. So every time he'd go outside, he would just dig a hole with his cone as he was trying to walk.
Yeah, that's
and then eventually just drown himself in snow. So
that's a thing.
We got him a shirt, but he's out of the shirt now, so he's free. He's sprung.
Okay,
all right. Rose and bourbon.
Rose and bourbon.
We covered it. We covered it all.
Oh, we didn't do any live reads. What we got to talk about? DraftKings.
Well, we got the DraftKings in there. There's no
promo code. DraftKings right now. Brand new customer code 518, $5 wager, up to $200 in free bets almost instantly. And if you're not new, between 6 and 9, the week of the Super Bowl, a fresh prop bet that's boosted every day.
That's good week for it. So
and I don't know if they're, but get down to Mohawk Honda too. I like those guys.
Oh yeah, yep. So. Mohawk Honda, Mohawk Chevrolet, Mohawk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Auto Center. And sometimes just give yourself a Mohawk, I think, would be the way to do it.
And I think it would be remiss not to mention the Albany Empire kicking off here in under 65 days.
April 16th is the first home game, dropping the banner.
Predators, right?
Yep, hosting the Predators.
Yep.
And that's not, that's a very apropos name. Chris Hansen walks them in, make sure they're under control. They actually have to start calling themselves the Predator football team. Because one of their owners is like, I can't do it. I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Well, it sucks. You move to Florida, and you're like, I need to learn this area, like Orlando Predators. I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's a football team.
And yes, and I'm not. I no longer own anything. I own nothing. I own
It's
nothing.
been weird. You
best
brought
case
me
scenario.
on a real emotional journey over the last however many months because I actually was in the wrong town, and I thought I'm looking at the arena, and I'm like, well, they don't even have like a picture of this shit. Like,
Yeah.
there's not even like a man. They really screwing it up. There's no and
I remember you said that.
completely. I was in the wrong state.
But
I'm
the
looking
best
for
part
your-
was, so you're in Columbus, Ohio. I had
Yeah.
been in Columbus, Georgia. You sent it, and I went, yeah, by the way, also, I'm out. I'm not in there anymore.
As I said, wait a minute. So I'm in the wrong place. It doesn't even matter anymore anyway.
Oddly
And-
enough, I also said I was in the wrong place. And
Yeah.
that was where I was supposed to be.
Yeah. Funny, Jeff had one of Danielle's friend's daughter is really into football right now. She's young and she's super excited about football. So the mother goes, "Have you heard of this Albany Empire team?" My wife Danielle, God bless her, she's like, "Yeah, believe me, I have heard of the Albany Empire football team." So there may be some new fans attending the MVP this year, not the Empire. So
Well, the magnet schedule will feature the Hooters of Albany restaurants, or Colony.
oh, fantastic! Yeah, that's good.
So I should be able to clear up some tickets for you and the missus.
They're fantastic.
So.
Awesome. Well, hey, this is a
All
good
right.
show, guys. A lot
At
of
Bros
fun.
and Bourbon, at Bros and Bourbon Pod on Twitter is the place to follow us if you want to get a tweet every once in a great while, because we'll do something every once in a great while. Like we might do another show. I don't know, someday, at some point.
You guys are the only ones who do shows with me, so I'm in. You let me know when.
Yeah, dude. Well, now it's three bros. Three bros
Best
now.
bros that anyone. Best bros that anyone.
I want to be Blood Brothers. Where's my knife?
No.
Oh boy. All right, no,
All
no,
right,
no.
bye.
Just
Bye,
go choke on some air already.
Peace.